Okay, for the second part of this lecture, we're going to be looking at different types of data. We will categorize data into quantitative or qualitative, and then if it's quantitative, whether it's discrete or continuous, which this is very important because different statistical methods are used if it is discrete or whether it is continuous data. So let's get into some of the definitions. For quantitative data, this is numeric data. Here are some examples: the number of miles in a car, a person's age, the temperature on a given day. There are two types of quantitative data, like I just said, discrete and continuous. For discrete, this is typically restricted to whole numbers and usually results from counting, such as counting number of students who withdraw from a class. And then for continuous data, it can be whole numbers, but it's not restricted to be whole numbers, and they are often weights or measures. For example, the height of a table could be a whole number like 35 inches, but it could also be 35 with a lot of decimal places inches if you had an accurate enough measuring tool. So it's not referring to being a whole number. So if it's not quantitative, it's qualitative. Qualitative is categorical data. Here are some examples: the model of a car, a person's major, the brand of a pair of shoes. And here's a warning that's very important to pay attention to. Sometimes qualitative data looks like numeric data. For example, if someone is asked their age and you categorize that into groups such as 18 to 30, 31 to 45, 46 to 60, 60 and above, these are groups. So these are categories, aka categorical data, not numeric. So a way to tell if it's qualitative or quantitative, maybe ask yourself, does it make sense to average these answers together? If you say yes, it's quantitative. If no, it's qualitative. So the example we just looked at, can you average together 18 to 30? No. Like these groups, you cannot average these together, so it's qualitative. Okay, so now take a minute to figure out if each of these are quantitative or qualitative, and if it's quantitative, is it discrete or continuous? Okay, most of these actually are straightforward, I would say, except the last one may be a little bit difficult. The average number of children in a sample of 100 U.S. families. So the number of children in a sample of 100 U.S. families is discrete since it has to be a whole number. But for the average number of children in a sample of 100 U.S. families, if we think about our definition between continuous and discrete, continuous is not restricted to whole numbers, such as it can have decimal places afterwards. So average is continuous, such as we say like the average number of children in a sample of 100 U.S. families is 3.2 or 2.3, whatever it may be, but it is continuous in this case. Okay, so that concludes the first lecture. If you have any questions, please let me know, and just keep working on studying those terms and completing the assignments. And if you are familiar with these terms and feel great about them, move on to the next test. Thank you.